Guys, I went out to eat the other day, and I ordered a beer. My boyfriend got the rosé, and then when the drink runner came, he just assumed that the wine was for me. At which point, being the staunch feminist that I am, I stood up on my chair, and I was like, "Hey, you sexist, that rosé is for my pussy boyfriend." And that is how you can get kicked out of the Olive Garden. Hello. I wish I could tell you guys that when I encounter everyday sexism, like I nip it in the bud, but I don't. I choke every time, okay? For instance, I was at a party and I was wearing a button-down shirt, and I had the top 2 buttons unbuttoned, because sometimes I let these puppies breathe. Not very often. I do it every 7 years with the locust. Anyways, top 2, undone. And this guy looked over and he was like, "Hey, you missed the top button." And instead of being like, "Oh, well, speaking of shit that got missed, how about your mom's abortion?" And instead of that, I just buttoned up the button. Okay, we tightened up a tiny bit when I said the word abortion. But here's the thing, if you say it in a silly voice, then it doesn't count. So, abortion! It's fun, try it at home. Well, saying it. This other time I was bartending and I was washing glasses behind the bar, and there's this old dude sitting there, and he was like, "Hey, washing all those dishes is gonna be good practice for when you're married." I know, old dudes, right? Kill them. I wouldn't say that if I wasn't in Madison. You guys are like, "Yeah, make it hurt." Anyways, he said, "All those dishes for when you're married." And I wish I would have been like, "Why don't you shut the fuck up? And then that'll be good practice for when you're dead." But instead I just went, and then I just whispered the word no. I have a hickey. Thank you so much. I have a hickey. This is what happened. I was intimate with a man, with an adult man, and then he sucked on my neck until I had a bruise. So I've just been telling people I was making out with a teenager. That feels less embarrassing for me. At least it's like edgy. People are like, "What's that?" And I'm like, I fucked a kid. Oh no. I wasn't sure what you guys were gonna think of that. Sometimes it can be hard to tell which crowd is a kid fucking crowd. But you guys are. Congrats on that. So okay, how come if you sleep with someone, it doesn't make them love you? Does anyone know? IUD. Okay, well that wasn't the punchline. She was like, I didn't even think that girl used condoms. Anyway, I have an IUD, okay? It's one of the hormonal ones. It's called Liletta. All the hormonal ones, it's like Liletta, Skyla, Morena. They all sound like what the shitty girl from your high school named her triplets. And then the copper one is called Paragard, which sounds like a home invasion system. They don't even like super know how the copper one works. I asked my doctor and she was like, fuck if we know. Something about copper ions kills sperm. They don't super get it. And I was like, okay, well then maybe not that one for me, please. Because I feel like a pussy isn't a wishing well. You know? You can't just like chuck pennies in there and be like, oh. The science just isn't there yet. There's a series of words in the English language that sound like they should mean something very different than they do. And at the top of that list is the word gulch. A gulch is like a valley with a river running through it. But for sure, okay, gulch should be like when a dick misses and just smashes you in the taint. So to use it in a sentence. Sweet guy, but he gulched me so hard I blacked out. I feel like that lady has been gulched before.